Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA Bets 465. I am Brendan. Vettori versus Delize, a numero dos prelims. All right, this is going to be Waldo Cortes-Acosta versus Ryan Spann. We're going to break that fight down round by round, go through everything, and then go through the rest of the fights on this prelim card. And I will tell you, for the most part, go back and watch this card from the start. Right? Skip to the commercials, whatever you want. There were some freaking bangers in this one. Go watch this. It was exciting. I was not disappointed when I started. The night ended with a whimper, but it started with a bang. All right. Very good stuff. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way you know the next video is coming out, and I'd really appreciate it. All right. Let's talk about some slappy heavyweights. Slappy. All right, Waldo Cortes-Acosta versus Ryan Spann. I'll make it. If you guys don't know, I'm not a fan of Cortes-Acosta. I don't think he's shown anything at the heavyweight division that makes him like must-see TV. I don't think he's that exciting. I don't think that he's some crazy skilled fighter. Yeah, he played baseball and he can hit hard. Okay, cool. He's a heavyweight. I hope you hit hard. I mean, it's odd. It would be more odd if we had a guy who was fast and didn't hit hard at heavyweight. That would be like, oh, cool. Like, this will be interesting to figure it out. It's just classic sloppy heavyweights. Spann starting with those kicks, which has been shown to be successful against Acosta. He just did not continue it as much as I thought he would as the fight went on. Acosta lands that right hand behind the head, goes right on the attack, and then back to trading. Both guys swinging huge with hooks. Spann might be landing just as hard, but he moves so much more dramatically every time he gets touched, right? Even when he lands good, Acosta just eats it and whatever and moves forward. Spann might not be getting damaged by the shots because he's rolling with it, but then he like wobbles and moves around. He's clearly not damaged. He's just overreacting. Acosta landing the bigger shots and having the bigger reactions and landing more shots this round. 27-12, clearly his round 10-9. All right, now a nut punch from Acosta. Great. Yes, another foul. It was so much fun watching this card as the night went on. Just seeing people commit fouls with no punishment. This one is crazy. Watch. Okay, so Mark Smith. We're gonna talk about this. Okay, so an eye poke from Acosta. Kind of. It was a knuckle. I'm not gonna count that as an eye poke. We'll leave that one go. Spann really not able to land. He's getting countered by hooks. Not really. He's just loading up, swinging big. Acosta warned about his fingers yet again. And then Acosta kicks him in the nuts. Really clean this time. A really clean nut shot. So this is nut shot number 2. And technically, they did stop the fight for the eye poke. I don't think it was an eye poke, but they stopped it. Mark Smith, last week, this isn't even months ago. This isn't after some rule change or some revelation that he's had. Last week, there was a supposed nut shot that wasn't, right? There was no nut shot. And then a legitimate nut shot by that same fighter. Instead of reviewing or doing anything, he immediately took a point. This one, there's no controversy. He stopped the fight for the punch to the nuts. Then he stopped the fight for the kick to the nuts. There's 2 legitimate nut shots. Where's the fucking point deduction, Mark? Where's the point deduction? Where's the consistency? How are fighters supposed to know what's going on? When every time you go into a fight, it's almost like a random sampling of which referee and what day that referee is reffing. What fight on the card? Like, are they awake? Are they taking it serious? This is such shit. It's unacceptable. I'm not asking a referee to be perfect. Just be consistent. You did the same thing last fucking week. Are you going to tell? Maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he realized he was too rash, and now he doesn't want to take points. He wants to be like Herb Dean and let them stab each other until somebody finally goes down due to bleeding out, and then he might consider a point deduction. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know what happened that made him change from last week to this week, but Ryan Spann got the worst of it. Now, Ryan Spann ends up getting finished in this round. I don't know if it's directly because of the nut shot. I don't know how badly it affected Spann. Maybe Spann didn't take enough of a break as he should have. He could have just sat down. Here's the thing. If I'm a fighter and I want to play the game, I'm sitting. I get kicked in the nuts, I'm sitting down. I'm really playing it up. I'm acting like it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. You know, because that's the only way I'm going to get anything from the referee at this point. It's the only way. There's nothing. Like, if I just wave it off and be like, let's continue, and then he kicks me again in the nuts and I wave it off and I say, let's continue, there's no point deduction for that. Even though it's the same thing, those exact same kicks, if I huddle, huddle into a ball in the corner and I'm crying, I'm screaming about how bad it hurts. I'm stomping up and down trying to get my nuts to not hurt. I'm doing all the things that everybody does. If I do that, there's a point deduction. That's a problem. So you're incentivizing acting is what you want. You want people to overreact. That's what you want. That's what you're telling them by not taking a point in this case. It's fucking unacceptable. Great way to open or to end what was a pretty damn exciting prelims. AJ Cunningham versus Su Young Yu. There was some fun stuff to be had with the commentary there. It's not making fun of his name, although if you take offense to that, I mean, kind of get over yourself. His name is Yu. And he's like, you did that. No, he did that. Like, get it? Ha ha ha. And then Brendan Fitzgerald said, like, I see a lot of who's on first going on here. I thought there was more to be had with that. I thought they could have had some fun. The commentary team was one of my favorites with Michael Bisping, Brendan Fitzgerald, and Dominic Cruz. I don't think individually they're the best at what they do necessarily. I just like their interaction. I like their interplay. I like the way they joke around with each other. I think they're very well balanced, right? And I really became accustomed to listening to them during 2020 because they did so many of the Vegas fights, the Apex ones. Yu was staying on the outside, and when Cunningham enters, he's finding the body, going over the top with those right hands, landing some low kicks. Yu gets the lift and slam, able to control him for the rest of the round. 2 minutes and 30 seconds of control time, outstruck him. Oh, he got outstruck. Cunningham did outstrike him 9-7, but clearly Yu's round 10-9. Second round, Cunningham looking way too conservative. He can't find anything, just trying to point fight with this skill differential. That's just not going to work. Yu clearly was more skilled on the feet. He was a better striker. Cunningham needed to get in there, make it dirty. I know that's cliche to say, but that's what he needed to do. Good God, Yu landed so freaking hard with two huge right hands and Cunningham just eating them. Cunningham found a little bit of success and immediately gets taken down and tries to triangle from the back. It was a good attempt. It was pretty good. Wasn't able to keep that elbow in between. Yu was able to clear the elbow through the hip line and then got his head out of there. So it wasn't the closest submission. It was a good one though. It was a legitimate attempt. But he didn't have any real success in that round outside of a couple punches before he got taken down, and getting controlled for 2 minutes. Got outstruck 10-6 in his corner. What would you tell him if you were watching this fight? What are you going to tell him? Like he's having no success on the feet. When he does have a little bit of success on the feet, he gets taken down. He goes for a submission, loses position. I don't know what you tell him other than to go in there and swing real hard. Yu gets the takedown almost immediately in a round where Cunningham again can't find his rhythm. 3 minutes and 20 seconds of control time, and that's clearly Yu's round. I had him winning 30-27. Let's see if there's any controversial. Nope, all the scorecards are the same. Everybody had it 30-27. Josias Musasa versus Carlos Vera. Biggest underdog on the card was Vera here. Vera's loading up with that right hand. Digging hard kicks to the body and to the legs. Musasa is trying to corner him, find that big left hand. He couldn't do it. Musasa catches the low kick now. Vera still swinging. Every time he would throw Vera on the ground after catching a kick, he would just let him back up because he didn't want to go into his guard. And that we saw what happened later. Musasa, Vera. Oh yeah, Musasa lets one of those kicks go. Vera still swinging big, and holy shit, hits him with a right head kick, and then he gets right into the rear naked choke, gets on top, gets the finish. Man, it's fantastic. It's just a dangerous opponent for a newcomer to take on. Like Vera is incredibly well versed, has a lot of different places that he can attack from, hits hard. So that's a rough debut, and I wouldn't hang his head. I hope he doesn't hang his head too low after that one. And just take the lessons from this one, come back with a slightly different game plan out of your next training camp. Sam Hughes versus Stephanie Luciano. This one is weird. I got to see these numbers. For those of you guys who've never seen me before, don't watch my videos, I don't look at the striking numbers before I make my decisions. I watch the fights as if I'm a judge and then try to score them accordingly. Because a lot of people will go back afterwards and be like, look, they outstruck them. Did you have those? Like, the judges don't have those numbers. Should they have those numbers? I don't know. We can debate that stuff some other time, but I try to watch it as if a judge were watching it. So, Luciano with a lot of movement, random activity. Hughes sticking to the low kicks and the jabs, landing that right hand. Hughes catches a kick and treetops her, just not able to do anything with it. Luciano is able to keep her output high throughout the first half of this round as she's being backed up. If Hughes keeps the pressure on and Luciano tires, could be a bad night for her, but we'll see how that goes. 30 seconds left. Luciano is up, but a big shot from either would do. Nothing happened. Although, so looking at the score, the numbers here, the striking numbers, if you guys are looking on a smaller screen, you might be like, oh, blue bar bigger than red bar. It's not. It's 42-35 in favor of Luciano. The reason why the bars are offset like this is because of the percentage. Hughes landed a higher percentage of shots, which means nothing. It means nothing. You can go back and look at that as far as like accuracy and technique, but as far as like shots landed, Luciano landed more. It was her round, 10-9. Second round, Hughes keeps the pressure on, and this round starts the same way. Hughes finally with the takedown, gets some control along the fence, into mount. Hughes gets the back, using that short choke squeeze on the neck, landing some more elbows. Great ground and pound. Hughes able to impose her game plan this round, and there's a clear way forth for both women, right? If Hughes gets the takedown, it's going to be her fight in this third round. If it stays on the feet and that activity is high from Luciano, then it's going to be her round. So 19-19 going into the last round. Striking numbers in this round were inconsequential. Luciano did land more 18-13, but wasn't enough. Luciano more labored in her movements in this last round. Hughes not able to get the takedown early. No definitive moment in this last round, and the activity would take it for Luciano. But if you look at it, I had it for Luciano. I thought she landed more, but apparently they got blocked. Okay, because the actual striking numbers are 28-22. Hughes got the decision here. Let's look at the scorecards. Wow. Interesting. Derek clearly gave that second round a 10-8. I'm not mad at it. I don't think that's accurate, but nobody. Wow. Okay. All right. So now, okay. Yep. Interesting. Interessante. Okay. Saul D'Amato had it the way I had it. Okay. It doesn't mean he's right. It's just that's the way I had it. First and last round for Luciano. Mike Bell had that first round for Sam Hughes. I disagree. She got outlanded, out-activitied. She was moving forward. The only thing she had going for her was she was moving forward. I don't think she landed any big shots that really swung the damage in her favor. Derek clearly, who's a dingling, gave that second round to Sam Hughes a 10-8, which is, again, fine. I don't have a problem with it, but he also gave that first round to Hughes. I think the judges got this one wrong. I do. I think they got that one wrong. I think Luciano did win that one. Not a robbery. I just didn't think the controversy would be in that first round. I thought it would be the last round. Interesting. All right. Daniel Barez versus Andre Lima. Was this one exciting? Yes, it was. Lima with some, kind of. It was one-way beatdown. Lima with some hard low kicks early, and Barez having a real issue with the timing and the distance as he's taking a lot of clean shots. Barez gets the duck under and gets to the back and crossbody. He goes crossbody backpack, which was pretty cool, but wasn't able to do anything with it. And Barez gets out of the way of the jab and he just can't get out of the way of the jab. Sorry. Can't get out of the way of the jab, the low kick, or that big right hand. He's just taking way too much damage. Nice eye poke from Lima in there. Good. Also a low blow from Lima with no pause. The referee is just like, you guys are good. Who was it? Kerry Hatley. 10-9 for Lima. Clearly did more damage. striking numbers 47-26. It didn't get any better as the night went on. Lima's mixing up the targets really well with the kicks, and Barez just a punching bag out there. Lima's body work is taking a toll. The leg kicks are devastating. The jabs up top and the big right hands, the elbows, good grief, just all of it, right? Lima gets a takedown, which allows Barez to close guard and hold on, but 56-6, you could have given this round a 10-8. I didn't, but I had a 20-18 in the last round. Lima gets a takedown, eventually works to get the rear naked choke finish. I am interested. Did anybody give him a 10-8 round? Eric Colon and Mike Bell gave him a 10-8 round. Those are good scorecards. All right. And to start the night, we had two very short, very exciting strawweights. Oh, no, this was a bantamweight fight. First strawweight fight. Priscila Cachoeira versus Josiane Nunes. We can look at the striking numbers because there was a lot of them, but Nunes ducking her head into her chest even more than it already is. Like, she's built like this, like she has no neck anyway. Like, I don't know if there's like a surgery, if it's a genetic thing, and she's just built like that, but like it looks very unnatural, like where her head sits. Like, she has no neck, like it's very short, right? And then she's ducking down into it even more, exposing herself to the uppercut, which was there all night, and I was waiting for her to land. And then she's ducking it down and then swinging bigger overhand rights. Real sloppy, but fun to watch. And Cachoeira landing great 1-2s down the middle. Nunes's homer strategy is starting to put her in front about halfway through this round. The damage was in her favor, right? The final striking numbers were 37-31 in favor of Cachoeira, but Nunes was landing some big shots. Cachoeira leaves her head straight up on exit, and she's taking those big shots. And then eventually she finds that uppercut that was there all fight, and Cachoeira puts her to sleep, which is not common at bantamweight. These women came to bang. Yeah, it was fun to watch. See, I'm okay when it doesn't have to be a skilled battle every single time. I'm okay just with like a slugfest like that. All right. Yuneisy, Duben versus Carli, Judice. Judice? Judice digging kicks up the middle to the gut with smooth question mark kick, and Duben staying tight and looking to land mostly nice punches, a little bit of 2007 UFC style, not exactly the most skilled. Anyway, Judice putting the pressure on and landing the jab and sticking her with that left straight, and Duben ducks the wrong way, takes a left head kick, and boom, she is out. Oh, this was a flyweight one. Holy smokes. Great way to start the night. Like I said at the top of this, if you didn't watch these, do yourself a favor. Go watch the first 4 fights. You can just throw on the entire prelims. It's worth your time. It's fun stuff. That is it, though, for me. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. It means a lot to me. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of thing, and that way you'll know when the next video is coming out. And if you did like this video, hit the like button. I appreciate that, too. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. Love y'all. Peace.